Hello, quick warning. This may contain blood, gore, sex maybe, swearing. It may not be safe for little kids. You have been warned. Now, this is a fanfic called equestria influx by Lex the Pixie. I do not own this, nor the fanfic that it's based off of, equestria by Kikit Cat. And without that out of the way, this is Whoever You're Going to Call Me Now. And this is the prologue to the story. My name is Crystal. I'm 26 years old and a crystal pony from the Crystal Empire. Sadly, I have never had the sparkle of a crystal pony, since my ill health has kept me in a state of depression, which has left my pink coat and yellow mane dull and gloomy. When I was born, they said I had a weak heart and needed several operations before I could even be taken home by my parents. It left me in a state of constant pain, as I could feel my heartbeat with irregular patterns as it tried to keep working. I could never go out and play with other fools, or do anything that would make my me extort myself, as it would put too much stress on my heart. You can say I had a bad foolhood. A weak heart was only the start of my problems, as I was also getting infected with basic and curable illnesses on an almost regular basis. A doctor told my parents and I that I had a weak immune system, which meant I could easily contract illnesses from viruses and bacteria that a normal healthy family wouldn't suffer from. Thankfully, most of them were curable, but meant a trip to the damn hospital each and every damn time. When I was 5, my parents would move down into Augusta so they could seek out biomedical accesses to biosuport me. I had contracted the flu from somebody on the train down to Lex Pace's, which meant I spent the first day in our new home in the hospital. I don't like it for a while since I hate the sun and heat, but after several years I grew used to the idea of the Merjov. It was definitely a change from the cold north. When I was around 8 years old at school, I suffered a trip and tumbled down a short flight of stairs, which was like 5 steps? Anyway, the result was that I had landed on my ass hard, and that broke my hip. Again, finding myself in a hospital to get treated, it was discovered I had brittle bones, which meant a hard enough fall or impact like that, like what I had in school, would fracture or break my bones. My life was a complete and utter mess, as I missed out in a lot of school, from spending time off sick to the fact that I couldn't live like a normal filly. I couldn't have friends over to play, as I could probably get either sick from them or break a bone while playing with them, or drop dead with my heart giving out. It was a miserable filly. I was a miserable filly in my youth. Things just wouldn't work for me, no matter what I was given or treated for. Then the war broke out between the Sebas and us. The war hit us hard, and my father was forced to give up his job to enlist. My mother would have been drifted to if she hadn't been required to care for me. She had to quit her job too, as she needed to take care of me. Her job wouldn't allow her to take much time off since the war was requiring a lot from many companies. My mother thought the newly built Flowers Hospital in Las Vegas would finally be able to help me as the war was pushing for better medication care, and with Fireside being the strong, composed pony that she was, may have been something to help. Unfortunately, the focus was on health problems like mine, but rather war-related. Her hospital did give better medical care than the old general hospital did, but it wasn't enough though I was still going in and out on a regular basis. I managed to finish school with some qualifications, not good ones, mind you, but at least I got some when I was 16. I got a job in a warehouse, standing or sitting by a computer and processing particles to be sent off to wherever they would need to go. It was thankfully not a job that needed much exercise, so it didn't put pressure on my weak heart, or my brittle bones. I was able to at least earn a wage. I even made a couple of friends there who didn't think of me as a freak for my medical conditions. I actually felt happy for a short time in my job, as I could experience a normalish life for a change, but of course, that didn't last. Being in a warehouse, the place was dusty. It was so dusty, in fact, that some boxes that had been set on the shelves for a long time were nearly black. The dust I was breathing in soon began to affect my breathing. It made it hard for me to breathe properly. I stupidly didn't complain about my breathing until I cropped some lock of breath one day. After 8 months of working there, unfortunately I had to resign as I couldn't work in that sort of environment anymore, which put me into another disappointment. Thankfully, the damage to my lungs was healed at the hospital, as my lungs were thankfully healthy, unlike the rest of me. Though this meant they recovered, it also meant I could never take another job like that again due to the health risks. I ended up getting a job where I could work from home, thus being a sales pony for StewAttack. When they opened up a branch in Las Vegas, at first, when the war was in its infancy, the products were more or less everyday items created by StewAttack, and it was a boring job then, as barely anyone would be interested. I spent maybe a couple of days a week phoning up customers to try and sell something. They would either say they were not interested or just hang up as soon as I began. Those days were quite frustrating. As the war dragged out and things began to grow more intense, SteelJack started to got me to sell guns, armor, spells, and other things that seemed to fit more with the war rather than everyday life. My career in selling took off then, as lots of ponies were pretty interested in these things. The front line soon came to the Menjov as Luna's soldiers began holding Horseshoe down against zebra attacks. It was said on the news that the zebras were attempting to burst the dam. That would have been horrible for more than one reason. One, the loss of the dam would mean lost Pegasus, and the surrounding area would be without power. Two, the many towns along the Colorado River would be swept away, taking thousands of lives. With the war growing more and more intense, and things getting more desperate, Stablejack began building their stables in and around the Mage of. I stopped selling things and was told to sell places at the numerous stables being built. The demand was high, and I end up talking to some rather abusive customers. Stablejack later gave me a questionnaire. I was to ask customers to see if they could be labeled to be sold a position in a stable. They didn't want the wrong type of pony getting placed, since they said the purpose of the stables were to save ponies worthy of saving. For 8 years that had been my life, finding out ponies to sell them sit. It wasn't bad as being able to work from home meant that I wasn't in and out of the hospital that frankly. My visits to the hospital in these 8 years were becoming more and more worrisome. To save explaining everything, I would simply say that with my health problems, my body was now beginning to shut down on me. I was beginning to die. It hurt beyond all reason to know I was going to die young. I never had a special sun point or even a cross. I never got to experience the finer things in life. My mother was distracted as well. She spent most of her life looking after me, and to know she was going to lose me broke her heart. When I turned 25 was when my body finally decided it didn't want to work for me anymore. I was admitted to the hospital when things got really bad for me. It turned out that my body could no longer support itself. It was breaking down. There was nothing that could have been done apart from keeping me comfortable as possible. I couldn't begin to describe how horrible it was to know you're dying. I don't want to die. No one does. Nobody does. No, really, but don't want to die because I don't want to die because I never honestly had a chance to live. And I went as far as to pray to Nightmare Moon herself for a chance to live. Yeah, I know, that's pathetic of me, but I was desperate. After my 26th birthday, I could barely move my limbs. With how weak I felt, I had been given only months to live. A few days after my birthday, a doctor, I think he was doctor, came to visit me. He looked at me more serious than the nurses and doctors I've seen by Dad's manner. Good afternoon, Miss Crystal. I want to insult you and ask you how you are doing since I know how bad things are for you. I'm very sorry to have learned about your situation, and it pains me to know a young mirror such as yourself would die young and without having a chance to live your life to the fullest. I can see you are tired, so I'll cut to the chase. I'm with the Ministry of Peace Medical Research Department, and I would like to offer you a chance to help future generations of equestria from suffering the illnesses that have robbed you of your life, said in a sincere and kind voice. I didn't think much on it. I mean, if it means that future fools didn't get to suffer what I suffered, I'll be happy to help. How can I help how I can? I'll be happy to help you any way I can, I answered. I thought I saw a ghost of a smirk appear on his muzzle, but it was most likely a trick of the light, as he wore a grateful smile as he approached my bed and handed a document over to me. Thank you, Miss Crystal. Please sign this contract so that when you eventually pass on, we'll have possession of your body as we can conduct our medical research. I'm sure with the research we'll be able to conduct with your body, we can spare hundreds, maybe even thousands of fools of pain and suffering you have had to endure. I nodded weakly as I took a pen he offered to me into my mouth and slowly scribbled my signature on the dotted line he interacted. Once I have signed the piece of paper, he took it back with a grateful smile. I opened my mouth to say something, but instead started to hack and cough. "Oh dear, here, have a drink," he said sympathetically, and offered me a drink from a plastic bottle filled with a flaming-looking liquid inside. I sipped his drink and took a big gulp of it, which thankfully cleared and through my throat, but made me cringe due to the taste. I hate lemons. He gave his thanks and sympathy one more time before I left the room. All I can do now is lay here in this hospital bed and await my death. I yawned, feeling extremely tired, and decided to close my eyes to get some sleep. The doctor walked down the halls of the hospital after leaving Crystal's room, looking sad until he exited the hospital and got into his Ministry of Awesome issued church. With a nod to the driver, and he sat back into the polished seat as his driver began to pull him away from so. Now in the party of his private chariot, he allowed a sinister smile to grow in his face. That went as well as I predicted, he said to himself, as he lifted his left foreleg and activated his broadcaster. "Dr. Pierce Shape, the subject has been inquired," he said into the device. For the 1000th time, it says pair, came the reply from the point on the other end. "So are we ready to get started, Colonel?" "Indeed we are, Doctor. The subject has signed her body to us. We'll be ready to collect her in the morning. I have administered the sim to make it appear she has died. It passed for a minute. Do we have anything we need for Project Steel Pony?" He has to double check. "Yes, sir, we do." Good. And the repulsion heart from Project Tremarian? "Yes, sir, and a pair of lungs, since the medical report did say the subject had an issue with her lungs in the past." "Well then, yes, we are good to go. I want to have this chamber prepared, ready to receive the cargo for 0800 in the morning to transfer her to our Manhattan lab." "Yes, sir, it will be prepared and ready." "Good. Tomorrow we'll finally begin Project Infiltrator," the colonel said with a dark smile on his face. Now that is the end of total of Vault Project Infiltration. And with that, I hope you all enjoyed. And sorry if my voice got a little choppy here and there and sound far away and whatnot. And sorry if I mispronounced something or butchered a word. I'm not good with this kind of stuff yet. And you know what? Say, practice makes perfect. And I do sincerely hope you enjoy my videos. Please leave a like, comment below, and subscribe if you want to. The more likes, comments, and subscribers I get, the more videos you'll get more often. And sorry that this is coming out very early in the morning. But with all that said and done, hope you're enjoying your night, day, or whatever time you're watching this. And see you next time.